I love party games and minigame collections because I run Smithy game nights where a lot of these types of games get brought out. We all get immensely drunk whilst playing them. Rabbids has always been a good mainstay on this type of series, particularly in the PS2 era, but I was really excited when the previously Chinese-only Rabbids Party of Legends was getting a global release last year. I picked up the game on PS4 physically, streamed it on this channel on launch night and had an absolute whale of a time playing on it, and none of that has really changed. I didn't do a full review though, and I'm kind of glad I did at the time because a few things have come to light later on that then kind of made me go, and there's a couple of words of warning for just how you want to play this game going forward if you're going to pick it up for local multiplayer bashes. In Rabbids Party of Legends, you've got 50 mini-games. Nothing is inherently new because they've all been picked from previous Rabbid games, but then given a new lick of paint. And that new lick of paint is making it all Chinese themed for a adventure mode that invokes the Journey to the West parable, basically, or tale. And so you've got this adventure mode where 1 to 4 players can go along, play different mini-games, unlock different challenges, unlock different collectibles, but also unlock mini-games too. So that you can dress up your Rabbids with the new costumes that you unlock, but then also get more mini-games to be added to your free play selection. And this is the main reason why I wanted to do this review. The free play selection straight out of the box is quite limited and contains less than half of the game. So if you're expecting to buy this game, download it or unwrap it, and immediately have 50 mini-games at your disposal for you and your mates to have a laugh on, you're going to be sorely mistaken. And so my big advice to you is get it out early, play it for a few hours, and go through adventure mode several times over to get all of those mini-games. Because quite a lot of them are several hours away from being unlocked, and the unlock rate is too slow, I think personally, for getting all of these 50 mini games out there. So yeah, once you've kind of got around that particular issue, which didn't occur to me during the live stream but certainly did afterwards, then I think you've got an absolutely fantastic party game to have good drunken nights of fun with, or family fun with, depending on your audience and your kind of life. Probably says a lot about me more than the actual game itself, doesn't it? Anyway, the mini-games themselves are largely split into free-for-all games or 2 versus 2 games. The 2 versus 2 is often battle-y type things where you're on like one giant platform and you're trying to kill each other or push each other off like the edge of the platform, that kind of thing. There's very few where you're truly working cooperatively together, but some of them do exist, so you just have to be careful, particularly ones like where you're rowing around down a river, for example. And they're good fun and remind me, particularly as I've just been playing Perfect Partner, it reminds me of that game slightly, but perhaps a bit more casual compared to Perfect Partner, if I'm perfectly honest. The controls are really easy to pick up and play. There's very little in terms of an immediate uplift of understanding how to use the controller and what button does what. So it's a really good game to get non-gamers into gaming. And AI bots will fill out anything that hasn't been taken by a human player, and they play well and they aren't derpy and they don't drop the ball. And particularly when you're on the 2 versus 2 stuff and you've been paired up with an AI competitor, you don't feel like you're at a natural disadvantage completely because the AI is atrocious, if that makes sense, which is often a real Achilles heel of some of these minigames that attempt to do bots. Quite often minigame collections just ignore it all entirely because it's too much dev work, and I really appreciate the fact that it all works really nicely in this game, which means that you can spend that time grinding for the minigames in single player mode so that you don't burden your mates with it when they come over. I really, really like this Rabbids series. I think Rabbids Party of Legends is a really nice tour de force and celebration of what's gone on before. I hope it's done well and it will kind of inspire a future Rabbids party game to come out again in the future. And I'm quite enjoying this little mini game party game revival that's gone on recently, because this is one of my favourite genres and this is a perfect example of why it should still exist. Is it quite as good as Mario Party? Perhaps not. Is it on par with Bishi Bashi Special? Perhaps not, but it's not too far behind and it's definitely worthy of your time. Get some mates in, shots for last place, drunken messy evening, that's the best way to have them. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.